Hello, Canada! Are you selling your vacation home in the United States? Well, it's time to upgrade to Costa Rica. In today's video, I'm going to share with you why so many of my Canadian clients are basically selling their homes in places like Phoenix and Arizona and Florida, and instead buying vacation homes or more permanent homes here in Costa Rica. And I'm going to share with you what you need to know, good and bad, before making that move. Breitlander here, co-owner of KRAIN Luxury Real Estate. And today I'd like to show you one of our top luxury listings. Hello, my fellow Canadians. Sarah Breitlander here with KRAIN Luxury Real Estate. And today we're going to talk about why and how. Why so many of my Canadian clients are cashing out of their homes in the US and instead buying vacation homes or second homes here in Costa Rica, and how to do that. But first, if you love Costa Rica real estate as much as we do, make sure you're subscribed to our channel and that you're hitting the like button. Okay, let's get started. It's everywhere, it's in the news. I know Canadians are not feeling that welcome in the US, and so many of my Canadian clients are selling. This is nothing new. It's in the news now, and of course more of it is happening, but it is not uncommon at all for me to have a Canadian client that is selling their vacation home in the US and using those proceeds to buy in Costa Rica. In fact, I always joke, I know the hottest real estate markets in the US, not because I follow it, I'm too busy to follow it, but because that's where my buyers are from. When they sell in the hot market in the US, they buy here. And there's a lot of experience that goes with that, and I want to share that with you today. So let's talk first about why Canadians are buying here, and then we'll talk a little bit about what you need to know, the how, and what you need to know before you consider pulling that trigger. Number one, why? Why do our Canadian clients love Costa Rica? Canada and Costa Rica, well, they're closer than you think. There are many direct flights from many Canadian cities to San Jose and also Liberia International Airport. And especially during the high season, which is the Canadian winters, there are a ton of direct flights, and some are even offering direct flights all year round. Liberia International Airport every year experiences exponential growth, which is a beautiful thing, and it's really a testament to why to see why people are moving here and how much people are loving it. Of course, both vacation and full-time or part-time residents. But every time I go to the Liberia International Airport, they've like built a new wing, and it's different to accommodate that growth. And we're in the same time zone. Don't forget this. This is not, you have to go when you're in Europe and you have to deal with things like jet lag. Zero jet lag here. Same time zone. Many of my Canadian clients can work down here. I have Canadian friends and clients who are working, and their boss, their job doesn't even know they're here because they're working remotely, and that's great. That's so wonderful to have that same time zone. And like I said, this is nothing new. There are a lot of Canadians here already, you will find. In fact, we always joke, like, our clients are Canadian, so many of our agents are Canadian, our best friends are Canadian, we have Canadian neighbors, like we feel like honorary Canadians. And I never knew that I had to move to Costa Rica to meet so many Canadians, but I did, and we do. So you will find you're in good company here, along with the local flavor, which of course my clients love. Number two of why, you will find great value here. Now, this is not from me directly, this is from what my clients say. So I have had many Canadian clients who sell, for example, in Florida. And you know, they tell me there, which of course is true, you know, it's kind of beachfront or walk to beach. Those are your two options, and that's what you get. Whereas here, you of course have beachfront, you of course have walk to beach, but you also, you know, the topography of Costa Rica lends itself to these amazing ocean view homes. And if I had a nickel for every time I heard, I can't believe that I'm buying this house for X amount of dollars, because I think the value is really there considering what they're used to with their vacation homes in the US. Number three, Costa Rica has great medical care and wonderful private schools. Many of my clients didn't know that. I didn't know when I moved down. Medical tourism is actually Costa Rica's second largest industry. The medical care here is quality and it's very cost effective. So it's not uncommon at all for family members or friends to come down and get dental work, for example, while they're here. So that's another great benefit for people maybe who are living here full time or who are up in age and they're wanting great health care for the security wherever they live. And the private schools are amazing. I have also had many Canadian clients who buy homes down here as vacation homes or they rent it out. And then because the schools here are great, they will move the family for a year, plug them into the private schools down here. It's very easy to plug in and plug back out. And sometimes they do it just for a set year, just for their adventure together as a family. It's a great way to bond and experience that as a family unit. And sometimes they just stay for the year as planned, and some of them are still here because that year turned into 5. Another reason why Canadian clients are, I think, buying vacation homes here is Costa Rica is not about just a vacation home. I think Florida is about a vacation home. Costa Rica is about a vacation home, but it's also about a lifestyle, right? It's about teaching you another way to live. You can adopt that or not, but you will learn pretty quickly that when you walk down the street, you will smile to people. You will hola them, as we say. That kind of rubs off on you. You'll notice there's more tranquility here. I think people come down here, we see this all the time in property management. People come down here and they're like, they're antsy, and we start managing their home. And they're, what's this? What's this? Understandably, because you're buying in a foreign country and you want to know what everything means and why, and I totally get that. And they end up chilling out. I think the Pura Vida, the pure life as we call it, rubs off on them. And I've seen the same client from year 1 to year 10 just totally change and transition in terms of that attitude. And I think that's a really great thing. The lifestyle can be good and bad. Punctuality is not a virtue in Costa Rica. It just isn't. So if that kind of thing drives you crazy, Costa Rica might not be for you. Punctuality is not a virtue, but caring for people and communicating with people is. So this is something that I think some of my clients experience. If you say that you're going to be there at 10 o'clock, you better be there at 10 o'clock. Not so in Costa Rica. Why? They'll aim to be there at 10 o'clock. People who live here, they aim to be there at 10 o'clock. But if they're walking along the road and they see someone on the side of the road, they're gonna ask how they're doing. They're gonna ask how their family's doing. That personal connection is more important than being 5 or 10 minutes late for the meeting. I like that, but that is definitely something you need to get used to, and that's why I say that Costa Rica is not just a vacation home, but it is a lifestyle. So that's kind of the why. What you need to know before, I think, investing here, or what you need to know in terms of how to invest here and this goes with the lifestyle thing, is that Costa Rica is not Florida and it's not Arizona, okay? So it is a very different place. There are no shopping malls, arcades, shopping. I know on vacation, some families like to do that, and I get it. That really doesn't exist down here, at least not in the areas we are in, and it's more about, going to the beach together, going on a hike together, mountain biking, meeting friends and family out somewhere. So it's just a different way to spend a vacation, and I think that's worth noting. Another thing you need to know in terms of the how, all purchases are in US dollars. And I know sometimes, the Canadian dollar goes up and down. So you just need to realize that all purchases here are in US dollars. And another thing on that point is you need to be liquid. You need to be a cash buyer. So if you are selling your home in the United States, you'll want to use those proceeds and have those proceeds at least available to you in order to buy in Costa Rica. There are some newer and limited exceptions to, I call it cash is king down here. There are some banks who will lend on homes. They're usually short term, and there are some sellers who are selling but don't need all of the funds outright that will only take, like, let's say 50% of the purchase price, and then they'll finance the rest over a number of years. But besides those limited exceptions, cash is king, and you do need to be buying in US dollars, and you need to be liquid. Another thing you need to know is that when you buy property here, you will not be, I mean, you can, but you normally will not be owning the property outright. You will own 100% of a Costa Rica corporation that owns 100% of the asset. Again, you don't have to do it, but for efficiency, tax purposes, all of that, it's much better to own a home in a corporation. And for those of you who want to rent it out and engage in property management, we register that corporation as a taxpayer. We take care of all that. But I just wanted you to know how that works. Which leads me to my next point, number 9. Did I say I'm numbering these? We're on number 9. If you are considering buying real estate, first of all, call me. But if you already have an agent, make sure you ask your agent about property management. Please make sure you're looking forward, because it's one thing to sell a home, but we want you to have continued success here. And it's really worth noting, ask your agent about how property management works. Do you just want asset protection where it's just cared for and you come visit when you want? Do you want to rent it out as a full-blown vacation rental on Airbnb and VRBO and Booking.com and Whimstay and Marriott? Can you tell that's where we are? We can do that too. How does that work? How do the tax laws down here work? So I think an agent who can answer those questions is an agent worth their salt. But that's a great way, I think, in order to test your agent, because for me, that shows that they're thinking about you in the future, right? And that's really important to us. We have a property management company. It's pretty much just a service at this point that's reserved to our KRAIN buyers. Before we would manage any homes, but with this much growth, we're kind of preserving that for our KRAIN clients, because for me, that's so much of your success here and your enjoyment here. So we have this kind of continued care and continued client service that goes on after the sale. If you want, you don't have to use KRAIN Property Management by any means. But most of our clients, any clients, will need a property manager in some sort of capacity. So it's just important to talk about that and think about that moving forward. Number 10, the final one, because I get asked this a lot. Do you need to speak Spanish in order to survive here? No, you don't. You do not need to know Spanish. The Costa Rican people and local people are amazing. They're bilingual, highly educated. Many of them love to practice their English, so they'll probably beat you to the punch. That said, I think it's a wonderful thing if you do want to learn Spanish. It's just a wonderful new chapter, opportunity to use your mind and expand your horizons. And of course, Costa Ricans really appreciate when you try to speak Spanish, but it's not necessary, so don't feel that burden on you if you're considering Costa Rica. So that is my top 10 on why and how, things you need to know about if you're cashing out of your home in the US and considering Costa Rica. Please contact me for more details. I'd love to talk to you on how we can make this dream work for you. Okay, thank you so much. Ciao for now, and pura vida.